Ambassador Husain Haqqani, many thanks for joining us. You've written a book on India-Pakistan. The ties have soured. We're seeing a lot of tension and stress. The diplomatic onslaught by Pakistan with regards to Kashmir has never been seen before. We've seen them engage just about every nation in Islamabad, the envoys of every nation in Islamabad. But should and is Kashmir the jugular vein for India and Pakistan?
Pakistan has survived without Kashmir for 69 years. It probably can survive a longer time without that. That said, Pakistan does have a legitimate concern and cause about Kashmir. I wish that Pakistan enhanced its legitimacy by doing away with terrorism, which has made it difficult for Pakistan to get international support. Last year, when Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif raised the issue of Kashmir in the United Nations, he was the only one to speak about Kashmir out of 193 countries that were present there. A diplomatic onslaught with the purpose of generating more media in Pakistan, or for that matter in India, is not going to work. Pakistan needs the support of the rest of the international community. I think everybody is tired because of the cyclical nature of the problem in Kashmir. Every few years we have problems in Kashmir. India needs to deal with them. There is no way India can get away just by blaming Pakistan. But Pakistan also needs to deal with the image that has emerged in the world of Pakistan being an epicenter of terrorism.
Is there a solution? Can there be a solution with regards to Kashmir that both sides will have to come to terms with the fact that there is going to be no change in status quo?
Whether Pakistan and India come to terms with the reality that the status quo is unlikely to change in the near future, that will remain the reality. Pakistan has been offered many options by India. Pakistan has also said that it's prepared for a negotiated solution. A negotiation by definition is about meeting halfway. And we have not seen that meeting halfway so far on both sides. So India continues to militarize Kashmir, and Pakistan continues to try and create problems for India in Kashmir. The rest of the world has not taken that much of an interest. The people of Kashmir are the ones who suffer most. I think that the relationship between the 1 billion people of Pakistan and the 200 million people of, the 1 billion people of India and the 200 million people of Pakistan is far more important than resolving a dispute first. There are two ways of resolving disputes. One is resolve the dispute first and then we will talk about everything else. It has not worked anywhere in the world. All countries of the world have found some common ground first, tried to become friends first, and resolve their disputes later. I think that is what India and Pakistan ought to do as well.
So you do agree, and as you've spelled out in many paragraphs of your book, the chapter on Kashmir, that the whole idea of resolve Kashmir first is not going to be the solution for Indo-Pak outstanding issues or for bringing peace to the region.
If I thought that Pakistan actually would get a result from that position, I would say yes, because as a Pakistani, I would like Pakistan to succeed. But the fact remains that all international disputes that have ever been resolved have been the result of normalization first, dispute resolution later. China and the United States in 1974 established diplomatic relations. Until then, the United States recognized Taiwan as the legitimate government of China. The US did not give up on Taiwan completely. China did not give up its claim on Taiwan, but China did not insist that the Taiwan question be solved first. And today, the United States and China are the largest trading partners for one another.
Just three specific questions. One, the fact that a lot of space is being given to elements such as Hafiz Saeed. He's been going on and on about Kashmir and how he wants to help the people of Kashmir after having created most of the trouble. And that comes from none other, and there's a difference there also, none other than the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir coming out and saying that yes, Pakistan is involved in infiltration and creating the problems that recently Kashmir suffered.
Pakistan's case would be stronger if it was being advocated by people whom the rest of the world considers to be reasonable people. Pakistan's case will not benefit from the advocacy by people like Husain, who have been declared terrorists by the international community. As far as the current troubles in Kashmir are concerned, there are several reports that suggest that there is alienation in the Valley of Kashmir. India needs to deal with that reality. It can't get away with just blaming Pakistan. At the same time, Pakistan has to address questions about jihadi groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed fomenting trouble and terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir under Indian control.
Sartaj Aziz, the advisor to Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, has come out and spoken of some certain sections within India who are concerned. There could be concerns, but is it not fair to say that Pakistan is trying to use and gain mileage out of a certain criticism to do what they want to do in the valley?
Well, I think that it is time for Pakistan to have a more realistic approach to the India-Pakistan equation. I think better relations between the two countries and better relations of Pakistan with all its neighbors are more desirable and more important right now than trying to push a policy that has not succeeded in the past. Look, we have had 55 summit-level meetings in 69 years. We have had several cycles and circles of militancy and trouble in Kashmir, protests in Kashmir, and an Indian clampdown. It hasn't worked. Both India and Pakistan need to change their approach, and I believe that old approaches are not going to give new results.
Right. Final question. The news that we were carrying was on India downgrading its mission in Pakistan. This has never happened in a long time, not after Mumbai, not after Peshawar. But we are seeing downgrading. It's going to be a no school-going mission now. What does that really spell for India and Pakistan?
Well, it's not just India. We must remember that Americans, who are Pakistan's biggest benefactors, do not consider Pakistan to be a family station. Now India has made that decision. Basically, Pakistan needs to be wary of how the rest of the world looks at it. We can create our own illusions. We can get into the kind of shouting matches with Indians that we get into. But the real problem remains that a lot of Pakistanis cannot travel internationally without visas to more and more countries. Pakistan risks international isolation. I think many of our legitimate claims on disputes and issues also suffer because of the problems. More Pakistanis have been killed because of terrorism than have been Indians. And I think it is time for Pakistan to end that particular option completely. And at the same time, start working towards normal relations with all neighbors. India's decision is India's decision. They have the right to protect the children of their diplomats because they think that people are under threat. Look, I haven't been to my country for several years because of a threat to my life. And I think that Pakistan needs to change that whole paradigm instead of just thinking in terms of have the Indians insulted us by getting their school children out of Pakistan.